Let's move on to the third, 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Rays Yankees ALDS Game 3 series is tied 1-1. Petco Park in San Diego for this 74 Fahrenheit clear, 8 miles per hour sideways right across the diamond. Charlie Morton, 2-2, 4.74 ERA, 1.39 WHIP. He had a tough regular season. He was injured for a third of it. Going up against Tanaka, 3-3, 3.56 ERA, 1.17 WHIP, 48 innings, 44 Ks, 8 walks, 9 home runs. He started off the year by taking a liner to his head and going to the hospital. So each pitcher, a veteran starter who had some trials and tribulations this year. Rays versus righties, 238, 738 OPS. They hit lefties much harder. Yankees versus righties, 254, 811 OPS. Rays bullpen has not been as good as they were in the regular season. That can change because they're a very strong bullpen, but 3.37 ERA, 1.22 WHIP in the regular season. In the playoffs, 4.40 ERA, 1.53 WHIP. Yankees bullpen struggled this year. WHIP was okay, but we're not nearly as strong as we thought they were going to be, and they've been worse in the playoffs. So in the playoffs, 5.29 ERA, 1.53 WHIP. The big difference with these Yankees is Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, they had to deal with so many injuries this year. They didn't have their big bats rolling, and it was Voit leading the way and LeMahieu leading the way. And now you have Stanton, who's homered in 4 straight games. And now you just got to look out. This is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous squad. Yankees had just 3 hits other than Stanton's homers in Game 2. So Tampa pitchers combined for 18 Ks. That's an all-time record for a 9-inning postseason game. Zunino and Margot each hit 2-run home runs. And Arozarena is smashing. I mean, it's amazing that the Rays can keep getting their hands on these ball players that look so dangerous at the plate but are let go by other teams. Austin Meadows also hit a solo shot. Going up against Tanaka, had a poor start. Game 2 of the first-round series against the Indians. 6 runs, 5 hits, and 4+ innings. 11-5 in his career with a 3.31 ERA and 21 starts versus the Rays. And we'll go over the exact numbers head-to-head. But Kiermaier, 12 for 39, Zunino, 6 for 22, Meadows, 5 for 19. And then Morton, 4-2, 3.83 ERA and 10 career starts versus the Yankees. Stanton, 9 for 26 against them. Gardner, 8 for 22. And Morton, 4-2 and 3.70 ERA, 9 all-time playoff appearances. Both these vets have pitched in big games like this. Very interesting spot. Charlie Chip says the Rays win again. Cash Action Bets is on the Yankees. Take it away, Noli. Game 3, ALDS Rays Yankees.
All right, yeah. We got Charlie Morton versus Tanaka here. And Tanaka, typically a big game pitcher. We talked about it last time and just really didn't have it his last time out. Got hit really hard and gave up a lot of hits. And it's really been indicative of the type of season that he's had. Really a roller coaster season ever since taking the line drive. But I mean, his last 3 starts really hasn't looked himself, giving up 7 hits, 8 hits, and 5 hits. Give up 6 earned runs against the Cleveland Indians. Really a guy that I don't know if I want to be trusting here. He did have a couple starts against Tampa Bay. He had 3 starts, gets hit one of those starts. So a lot of familiarity with Tampa Bay and Messier, Tanaka, and their lineup, albeit not the New York Yankees, but they're scrappy and they put together a lot of hits, which is not like the Yankees, which rely on a lot of home runs. On the other side, Charlie Morton, some that I look, when you see his 2 starts, back-to-back starts against the New York Yankees, first start goes 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run. But they pull him early. This one might be a little bit more understandable than the next time because he was at 50 pitches, albeit just through 2 innings. But his very next start, 2 innings pitched, 0 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and only sees 9 batters, and they yank him. I don't know if this is a type of strategy that they wanted to deploy just to not see him, for the Yankees not to see him more, or whether or not they deploy that type of strategy here. Do they not want the New York Yankees to see him multiple times? That's a big question for me because that is the only team in which they deployed that strategy with him. So that's an angle I'm looking at. And Charlie Morton has had some success against these New York Yankees, but has also been lit up. And one thing that I see here with the New York Yankees in this MLB playoffs as a train that I'm not going to go against is that over train. You know, every single game for the New York Yankees going over and quite comfortably. Should I be getting on that train? I don't know. That's difficult for me to pull triggers on the overs. Am I late to that? I talked about that marine layer here coming into my area. I am a little bit closer to the beach than Los Angeles, whereas Petco is a little bit closer to the beach, and their temperatures have dropped significantly today. They're going down in the 70s. So I don't know if I want to be jumping on the over, but I lean towards the Rays here. I like the way that the Rays have looked this season. They're a really good ball club, top to bottom. Everybody has their niche, and they fared really well against these New York Yankees and want to beat them really bad. I got a strong lean to the first five. Have not pulled the trigger, but I might be going that route.
I don't know what to make of these two vets on the mound. And the leading indicator books have already moved this total from 9 to 8.5. Almac says the ball's going to continue to fly out of Petco. Slat says, come over to the dark side, Nolan, grab the over. Very interesting to see this move to 8.5. Very, very, very interesting. Tanaka and the Yankees open up at minus 120. There's been a 5-cent move towards them at Bet365. They're now sitting at minus 125. Big Boss says, I'm feeling the Rays, but don't know if they will do it. The Czar is on the Rays. A's first 5 and under in the Braves game. This is I don't know what to do with Tanaka and Morton. And from an eye test, I did not like what I saw from Morton this year. Is he going to be able to turn things around come playoff time? Because he's pitched in the big games. He was on the mound in a Game 7 World Series win. Tanaka has allowed 9 home runs in just 48 innings in the regular season, and that's not even talking about what he did in that Game 2 against the Indians. I mean, okay, well, here, let's go with this. Who do you trust more in this spot, Morton or Tanaka?
I think I don't really expect Morton to go very deep. And you've seen it time again with the Rays. They'll go to their bullpen a little bit, and I trust the Rays bullpen a little bit more. I think they'll be willing to have the quicker leash on him. But in this spot, I think I trust Morton more than Tanaka. I don't like what I've seen out of Tanaka, specifically his last time out, and I just really not trusting him his last few starts. So I would lean towards Morton.
Lean towards Morton, and then Joey Work says Tanaka easy. So the Czar says you guys need to listen to Noli. Scott Schumacher says 5-6 run game from the Yankees. Brandon Lugo says Yankees roll today. Cashman 19 on the Yankees. All right, let's look at the head-to-head matchups here. Yankees against the Rays and Charlie Morton. 231 average, 425 slugging, 784 OPS. Gardner hits him 8 for 26, but that's about it. But Giancarlo Stanton hits him 9 for 26 with a homer, 2 doubles. So Giancarlo 952 OPS against him. Luke Voigt 971 OPS against him. LeMahieu 800 OPS against him. So Judge doesn't hit him hard, but the big bats that you need to hit him hard do. And then we go over to Tanaka. So I agree with Noli's idea that they're not going to want – I mean, I wonder if Stanton sees Morton twice. And I'm guessing the answer is no. Tanaka here, his numbers 238 with a 712 OPS against this lineup. And it's Kiermaier, Zunino, Meadows that hit him the hardest. And then some of the big bats like Brandon Lau does not hit him hard. Very, very, very interesting spot. Are you going to make a move here in Rays Yankees, Noli?
No, I think I'm going to ultimately end up staying off the game. But if I make a move, I'll be on the Rays.
Al Mack says, doesn't the first 5 over seem like the play? What do you think of Al's question there? Over sitting at 4.5.
I wouldn't argue against it. Like you said, the line dropping a little bit. I would not argue against that the way these pitchers have looked. But yeah, not my job.
My job to bet overs. Yeah, we know. We know. Wow. All right. I've made no move on Rays Yankees, nor has Noli knows. Tanaka generally, when he gets lit up, he usually comes back with a much better performance. I mean, that's a pretty easy thing to say. And then Morton, I don't think he sees the heart of the Yankees lineup twice. And that bullpen for the Rays has not been as strong as they were during the regular season. And we've already seen these leading indicator books move this from 9 to 8.5. 9 to 8.5. All right. That is Rays, Yankees. We have moves on the other games, but unable to shine light in that spot.